Hey, um, I wanted to make this video to, share with you some of my experiences and hopefully to help your souls heal, look at life in a new perspective, and, see the beauty in life. I have struggled with my mental health, addiction, trauma, PTSD, psychosis, um, and it's been hard. It's been really hard. So I wanted to share with all of you an experience that I had. I want everyone to know that you are not alone. You're not alone. There is so much help out there. You just have to be wanting to get it. And I've had my fair share of getting help. So it's taken me a while, a long while, to actually love myself. And I think that's the most important part of it all, is to have self-love. And I found it. I found it through all the chaos and the tears and the suicidal thoughts and the drug use. Trauma is very real, and PTSD can cause nightmares, severe anxiety, fear of certain situations, certain places, flashbacks, and depression. Okay, so the first time that I tried to get clean, I went to rehab, and I was living out of a motel room with my guinea pig, and I had been hospitalized for alcohol, and I was drinking heavily, and I was not living the best lifestyle, and I needed help. I was so severely depressed, so severely traumatized, and I knew I needed help. And a couple of my family members, talked to me, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to get clean. And I had no other options. It was either that or just die a slow death. And so I went to rehab, and I didn't know what to expect, but I went, and when I got there, they had the little graduation thing where after 30 days you can get up to the podium and say how you've changed and what you're grateful for. And there was this one girl there that she just had so much confidence. She was so proud of herself, and I was like, wow, like I want to be like that. I want to smile like that, and just walk the walk and talk the talk. And she left that day, and I was like, man, I wanted to get advice from her and stuff like that. And I ended up going to a sober living after rehab. I needed that extra oomph, you know. And so I went to sober living, and it turned out that that girl was my roommate. And I loved her. I mean, she had that, you know, don't mess with me attitude. She was somebody that could protect me. And, you know, someone that I could trust, and who loved her family, loved her mom to death. And she just had this like spirit that was so much fun. And I remember one day she wrote a letter to me, and she left it on my bed, telling me that I was one of the best friends she's ever had, and how much she trusted me and loved me, and she couldn't wait to see where life takes us, because we were on this journey together, trying to get clean for the first time. And it was real. It was a real friendship. A lot of laughing, crying, motivating each other, just like constantly pushing each other to do better. And one day we decided to go hang out with a couple of guys and, you know, just hang out for a little bit. And I had this gut feeling. I had this feeling that something was coming, something bad was gonna happen. And I trust my intuition. And I was trying to go, trying to get us to go, and we kept missing the train. And one of my friends kept saying, I'll pick you up from the train station, you know. And we didn't leave, and we stayed, and we ended up getting robbed at gunpoint, walking to the train. And that was the day that changed me. That was the day that changed my life. Because when you lose somebody who is special to you, it does something to you. And we were robbed at gunpoint. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but she didn't make it. She didn't make it. And neither did one of the other friends. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But after that happened, I had to go back to our room, and I was in complete shock. I couldn't speak. I couldn't eat. I couldn't breathe. And from then on, my days were filled with getting picked up, taken to trauma therapy, people looking after me trying to stay clean for her, for me, for us, for just, trying so hard. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay clean. All I kept seeing was flashbacks and nightmares. And God, just why? Her mom is one of the kindest, most beautiful souls ever. And she loved her mom so much. She loved her mom. She just wanted to make her proud. And I know that as a parent, it is probably one of the worst things that could ever happen. But I ended up taking after all of that, I ended up getting kicked out of my sober living, which I think was the wrongest thing. But I did. I overtook some of my psych meds, and they called an ambulance, and she told me I couldn't come back. So, from then, I was on my own. And I went right back out. And I nearly lost my mind. And about a week or two later, I went back to that same rehab for 30 more days. After staying there 30 more days, I left, and I got on a flight straight from rehab to another state, and went to a Christian-based sober living. And it was not like where I was from. It's a lot different. It's in the South. And I went there not knowing what to expect, not knowing anybody. Make sure the angels know that I am here. They are with me. I know they are. So I'm gonna light this sage. And leave it here. So, after talking about my experience with just one of many moments in my life that have changed me and the way that I view the world, I wanted to talk about angels and angel numbers, because the universe has brought so many signs, and being aware of those signs is usually where you have an awakening. And I have had the longest awakening, I think, ever. But I wanted to just make you people more aware of angel numbers and the signs and the animals and things around you that that bring light, that bring hope. And that's what I needed. I needed to see that, because everything I saw was negative. Everything I thought was negative. Everything, the way I viewed people, the way I viewed places, everything, because of the trauma I've been through, has caused me to become very closed off from the world. And little by little, I have gotten the most amazing. Now, what has happened to me is I have become completely aware of the universe, aware of Mother Nature. Everything is beautiful. And I had to go through a transformation. I kind of like a butterfly, from a cocoon to a butterfly, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. And I became my authentic self. And through change, it's helped me shed dull skin like a snake. They shed skin, and it keeps shedding and shedding, and it becomes anew. Well, I had to go through trials, trial after trial, after pain, after trauma, after heartbreak, after fear and mental problems and drug addiction, all of it. I needed to go through that, because that brought me to my purpose, was to be a light. And it's like focusing on your inner self, but also on the outer world. Because if all you see is your lens is skewed. My lens was skewed of life, because everything I was experiencing was bad. Everything I was experiencing was not giving me joy. And I couldn't I couldn't stop crying, and I couldn't stop wanting to die, and I couldn't stop having anxiety, not being able to go in public, not being able to be around family or friends, because I was so closed off from the world because of my experiences. I'm sorry. Every day I'm learning, and every day I'm growing. And I think that the transformation that I had took me out of old habits and patterns that were bringing me down, just bringing me down, 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 down. Places that I didn't need to be, but I was there, and I did what I had to do to survive. And you know what? I'm so grateful for that, because everyone knows there's a warrior waiting within you. I always knew that there was something. So I'm going to start with angel number 111. And whenever I'm having a breakthrough or aligned with the universe is when I see the numbers on the clock, on receipts, on house numbers, everything. And it just blows my mind. And the past year has been so aligned and so beautiful. There has been so many beautiful things that have happened, and I want to start with 111 because I want to share with you guys what exactly those numbers mean, and if you're aware of them. And if you're aware of them, you know you're on the right path. And that's the way that I take it. And it's true. For me. Angel number 111, it signifies new beginnings. It strongly, strongly influences you to listen to your inner voice. Listen to your intuition. Whatever you're thinking, whatever's going through your head, or what you're talking about, is manifesting. So if you're sitting there talking about negative things and feeling negative, you're manifesting. If you sit there and you are thinking positively and thinking about your purpose, you'll start to see the changes, and you will feel the changes. You'll feel it inside. You'll know, because your inner voice will keep telling you, do this, do this. You know, if it can't leave your mind, it's probably true. It's probably going to happen, you know. And we as humans are huge manifestors. We can manifest anything we want. You just have to believe in it, be persistent. 111 is also a positive mindset, like I was saying. Just think positive. Set goals and be productive in those goals. And like right now, I have been seeing angel numbers every day, almost every number. And every time I look down, boom, there it is. So it also means that your guardian angels are guiding you. They want you to take a look at your life. They want you to take a look at how you're doing. And really focus on manifesting the good. And it also is a sign for confidence, building your confidence. If you see those numbers and you know the meaning, you will understand that the universe is speaking to you, that you should become very aware of yourself and your inner world. Also, it is a message from your higher self. So those inner voices that you hear, the inner wisdom that you know, it's just confirmation. Now, it also can mean a spiritual awakening, having a spiritual awakening, connection to the divine, whatever you believe in. And I have had the longest spiritual awakening, and it all started in 2016, and that's when it began. And that was a crazy year, but it opened my eyes. I remember that house I was in the Christian sober living. There was a dove that came and landed in the driveway, and it wouldn't go away. And so I asked the owner of the house in the sober living if I could take the dove and bring it in and take care of it until I found it a home or a wildlife preserve. And she said yes. And I had a dove, and it was just peaceful. It was a visit from my angel. It was a visit from my girl. And it was beautiful. And I ended up finding a place for it to go and set it free. So I hope this video helped you guys, and if you're struggling or going through a tough time right now, you can get through it, and you're capable of getting through anything. I did it, and I'm still doing it. And you're bendable, not breakable. And I just want you guys to know that you're not alone.